Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry about the lighting. It's a little bit better right now, but unfortunately till the sun goes down there's not much I can do. No control over the sun. And it comes right in that window, right on my computer. Hello Danielle Lynn, how are you? Welcome. Hopefully the sun will set soon. It's not, sometimes it's so bad I have a halo around me. I don't know if that's coming or we already missed that part. I'm not sure. This is only the second time in months since I've been on here. Um, so yeah. Um, just getting back into writing again, so I'm struggling a little bit. I don't know if you ever had a really long, several months worth of not doing something and then try to get back into it. It takes a little while. So I'm struggling to get back into writing, but I'm working at it. I'm trying, if not every day, I'm trying at least a few times a week, if not every day. It used to be every day, and I hope to eventually get back to that. Do you write? I'm not sure if you've been here before or not. I don't remember a lot of people, and it's been a while since I've streamed, so if it was, if you were on before, I wouldn't remember unless you were here all the time. I can't believe this week is going so fast. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't really remember your name, so unless you were here really often, I don't. I have a hard time remembering names unless I said you've been here often. I try. But I do the same thing in real life. I can't remember people's names. Oh, a cozy mystery. I'm finding them very strange. I don't know if they're all that way, but I've read several different authors now, and they're strange. I don't know what makes it a cozy as opposed to a mystery exactly. I had thought about writing some myself, but I don't really understand the theory. But I mean, they're quick reads. The ones I've done have all been, like quick reads. You don't have to do a lot of thinking, and they're they're a little silly, I think. And I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's the whole genre or just the particular people I've chosen to read. But they are a little different from a regular mystery. I'm not sure which I like best. I guess it's the mood I'm in. If I'm in a serious mood, I'd rather have a more serious book. And if I'm in a silly mood, I'd rather have a sort of non silly. Yeah, that's basically what these are. Like, they get into situations that normally somebody would die. I mean, they get out of them. It's like, how did you get out of that? Like, and yeah, okay, and and they've been females, definitely not gory. So I guess they definitely do fit into the category of cozy mysteries. But if I want something light, I guess I should stick more with the cozies. If I want something more serious, I should get the regular ones because there's some of them are pretty silly at times. And the ones I've been writing, they write in first person. The ones I've been writing, the ones I've been reading, I think I said writing. The ones I've been reading have been in first person. there's always somebody or two in there, a character that I don't like. I mean, it's not just in the cozies, but even in regular books. And I'm finding it hard to read something, and I can't stand, especially the main character. I mean, when you don't like the main character, that's pretty bad. But I keep plugging away because the stories, I like the stories and everything. It's just something about the character, some of the characters I haven't liked. But I guess that's true with any story. Going to be characters people don't like. Well, good luck with that. I haven't published a book, so. And right now I'm just writing short stories. I'm not writing books. I tried a book and didn't go well. And I'm not sure I really want to write a book. I really prefer short stories, poetry, and stuff like that. And I usually post them on my blog. And I've written some longer short stories that I post them on my blog as well. Sort of like serials, where there's chapters in them, and they're sort of like books, but I'm not actually publishing. Not publishing for money. So I'm just doing it for the fun of it. And let's see. So far, you're the only person here. Were you planning to do the streams? Because I can start a stream. Even though nobody else is here, I can, because I got stuff to do. So I'm ready to post a stream if you're planning on writing. I mean, you don't have to. And you don't have to write either. You can do whatever you want. People read, people do all kinds of stuff. Okay, chatter, right? I mean, I there for a while. You have a paper to write. A school paper? I get several college students in here that do their homework. I was reading for a while, and I've been reading a lot, and that's all I did. And then I stopped streaming because I said, this is crazy. I'm streaming and all I'm doing is reading. Okay, school paper. The week is almost up. I have I write from prompts. I prefer prompt writing. I do sometimes come up with an idea, but not very often. So most of my writing is from prompts. I have a hard time coming up with ideas. Terrible. Terrible place to be. I'm no good with ideas. But once I get it, sometimes it'll be like these cereals. Like I said, I make cereals and I'll write them every day because one of my prompts is 3 words a day every day. And then on Friday, she also does 21 words because she takes all the week's words and puts them into a prompt. And I was writing long stories. So that's how I got that's how I got my book, was from putting a bunch of them together. And they just follow, chapter. They're like chapters. And I write them to the prompt, which makes it a little bit more difficult because the one is 3 different words, have nothing to do with each other, and you got to write a story and then keep going. And sometimes I can go for 30, 40 weeks or days, not weeks, She writes every day, and I do it every day. And then other times I may do one and that's it. Nothing more comes. It depends on how I feel. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start a stream, and I'd have it set for 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes. And I'm going to start it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. I'll see you back here in 20 minutes. Maybe somebody else will have joined us by then. I know a couple are coming, but they're coming later. Being on the East Coast depends on where you're located. I'm on the East Coast, so a lot of I got people on the West Coast, and so they come in at the very end, but I can't stay up all night. I used to, but I don't do that anymore. I found that wasn't very good for me to stay up all night long. Though I enjoyed it, and I'm a night owl, but now I have to sleep because I have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning for my aide to come. All right. I usually mute myself while I'm streaming, while the timer's going. So I'll see you in a little less than 19 minutes. Hey. All right. Yeah, I'm a night owl too. But I've had to change my ways, and I'm always asleep. Can't stay awake. Hi, Gigi. I missed you too. It's strange doing this again, though. It's been a while. Rex says, hello, everyone. Just saw your post on Instagram that you were streaming. Yeah, before I was streaming, I was reading chapter 6, maybe halfway through it this time. So we shall see where it goes. Interesting so far. So I posted something really short on my blog, and I read the comments and messages, so I'm all caught up and answered the ones I had to. So I'm all caught up there. Now I need to just go back through the. Now I don't know. I think I'm confused as to what day it is. I think that's what my problem is. I'm not sure about one of these prompts. It's not on the day I thought it should be on. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm half asleep. I just started writing again. Very little short stories, mini stories. One of them was 30 words. I'm not attempting anything really big at this point. I'm still trying to get in the habit of just writing something every now and then. And now I have to get back in the habit of streaming again. Because you do get out of the habit and you don't do it for a while. So, anybody get anything done during that sprint besides me? Didn't do a whole lot, but did something. Yeah, I found that I can't just dive in, or I'm gonna just frustrate myself and stop again. So I need to take it slowly. As everybody keeps telling me, take it easy, don't rush, And they're right, including you, Greg. Definitely do need to move back in slowly. Because if I do it too fast, I'm just going to upset myself. Because I get frustrated. I can't think, not coming up with stories. I can't get any ideas. It's really hard. And I've been out of it for so long, it's hard getting back in. Nothing done as I just joined. I had loads to do today. I worked on an application for an art fund. Oh, that's cool. That'd be like a grant where they would give you so much to work on art. That's what it sounds like, anyhow. That would be nice. You just ate dinner. I ate. What time did I eat? Somewhere between 5 and 6 to 8. Here in Ireland, the government will provide an income to 2,000 artists. I have spent all day reading terms and conditions, preparing evidence, red tape. Oh, wow. Sounds like a lot of work. But great. I hope you get it. That would certainly help, I'm sure. I know there's grants for so many different things out there. Danielle says, well, in America we have low pay and higher requirements for artists, so we can't really get loans or benefits easily. It's basically impossible. I never tried to get one. I have not, but I'm sure the red tape is tremendous. I mean, I went through just enough aggravation trying to get on disability. And then the aggravation of getting onto Medicaid is not easy either. Right now, I'm in a okay position, but you have to reapply every year for the Medicaid, so that's a pain. Oh, it's not exactly the norm, it's a pilot. Oh, well, hopefully you'll get it and it works out. The red tape isn't that bad. Well, I'm glad the red tape's not that bad. Usually those kind of things are terrible. So, Greg, you just finished chapter 6. Did you plan on starting another chapter right away, or are you giving yourself a break? Have to apply every year for Medicaid. Yep. It's a lot of paperwork. Well, it's not as bad as the original. The very first time you apply, the amount of paperwork is tremendous. But every year you have to reapply. You have to send in several copies of, it's 4 or 5 months worth of bank statements, and all that kind of stuff has to be redone every single year. Well, that's the thing. If you forget or it gets lost in the mail, they don't care. They just cut it. And then it's up to you to straighten it out. And in the meantime, you don't get the benefits until they straighten it out. Because it's happened to my daughter a couple of times where it got lost and she didn't know. And like, I know approximately what time of the year, but I would have to say, oh, who do I contact to do this? Because I didn't get my paperwork this year because for whatever reason I didn't get it, And I've only been on in a few years, the Medicaid part. The other part I've been on for a long time now, since 2010. But the Medicaid has only been for a couple of years. So I've only had to do it a couple times. But you got to get all the paperwork together. You fill out the application again. And I don't know why. If nothing's changed, why do you have to do this every year? You do. You give yourself a little break before you work on chapter 7. Okay, I figured that's probably what you would do. Gibberish says that's messed up. Honestly, America sucks with healthcare. Yes, we do. access tomorrow. I will submit the application. After that, I will work on the next video on my main channel. Sounds like a good idea. See, I'm worried because what's going to be paying for this assisted living is the Medicaid. And all I need is to have them screwed up after I moved in there and have them screw up my Medicaid because that's what's paying for it. That worries me a little bit. There's not much I can do about it. I just have to make sure I'm on the ball. And if I don't get the paperwork, because it's usually before Christmas, if I'm not mistaken, it's before Christmas. Make sure I contact them and find out what's going on. But the thing is, I'm changing counties, so I already have an issue. I will be moving to a new address, and I will be changing counties. And Medicaid, it's for the whole state, but I have to get into my county. So I will have to switch counties. Such a pain. If they're senile, they should have somebody taking care of them. It's not Medicaid's problem. They don't care. A senile person shouldn't be living alone. They should have someone taking care of them. I mean, maybe when I move into this place, I'll have help with someone help me with my Medicaid. I don't know. Right now, it's my problem, and I was getting really concerned because it took longer this year to get the paperwork back saying I had been approved, and I kept bugging my daughter, and it ended up going to her. So it's a good thing I let her know that, I hadn't gotten it and that she might, because she's on my Medicaid as the, what is she called? Well, she's on there and she's the one in charge. So everything goes to her. Like, even though I'm still have my wits about me, mostly, she's in charge. So everything usually goes to her. Some things will come to me, but most things go to her. And like that, the original paper that I have to fill out goes to her. And the paper saying I'm, been approved goes to her. But in the meantime, I'm worried, and that I haven't seen the paper yet. And sometimes she doesn't tell me about it right away. She'll get the mail and put it aside, and but yeah, Medicaid can be great, but it can be a real pain because they don't really care, and you have to file every year or you don't get it. And if you don't get it, whatever it's paying for stops. So I have to be really careful once I'm moved into that assisted living, because that's being paid by Medicare. If they ever get around to it, anyhow. It's going to be a year soon since I applied, and they still don't have their paperwork. So it's a good thing I still have my apartment. So some of these people can't wait, and they have to go look somewhere else because they don't have somewhere to live. They have to go look elsewhere. I can wait, thankfully, because I have my apartment. Alrighty, so let's see here. Guess we should start another stream. another 20 minutes, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. I shall see you in 20 minutes. Boy, that time went fast. I was so involved in what I was writing, I wasn't paying any attention. How'd we do? Ooh. I got a short story written to a photo prompt. Now I have to put it on my blog. Still got some dates mixed up, but I'm not sure why they're not working out. Either that or I'm on the wrong day. Crazy. Got nothing done this time. I think I'll work on some computer code next sprint. Well, there you go. If at first you don't succeed, try something else. A chocolate brownie. I don't care for the coffee, but I like chocolate brownies. Oh boy. I napped this afternoon, but it was a weird little bit now, a little bit then, a little bit then. It was not a long nap. It was a bunch of short naps. Driving me crazy. You're thinking of giving up on your homework? Or housework? I assumed you mean homework. At least the sun stopped pouring in that window. Once I said homework or housework. She's in college too, so it's probably homework. Homework, okay. Yeah, she writes. She writes in abbreviations, and half the time I have no idea what she's talking about. I am not. I don't text much and whatnot. I'm not very good with abbreviations. Hi, Melanie. Greg bought 6 books today. You might make an Instagram post about it tomorrow. There you go. Stuff to pack. Last minute packing. Tricky question. How many books make a book haul? I don't know. Got to be more than one. But I don't see where there would be an actual limit on how many books. All right, Danielle. Thanks for stopping by. If you don't get back, Do well on your essay. Well, they seem to think 3 plus. It has to be more than 1. Definitely has to be more than 1. I don't count 2 as a whole either. It's just a couple books. And 3 is few books. So, more than 3? I mean, some people do book hauls and they've got huge piles of books. I'd say definitely 3 plus. So I say plus more than 3, 4. Because 3 could be a few. It could still be counted as a few. So 4 plus. Oh, okay, yeah. I was going to say 3 is a few. So 4 plus. Though when I look at, I don't look at them often, but sometimes I check them, and it's usually at least 6. People usually have at least 6 books. Because haul to me means a lot, you know. So if it's too small, it doesn't really mean, doesn't come off as a haul. Oh, there you go. Bookstore. 4 is a quartet, but you don't usually say I got a quartet of books. I got a few books, but not a quartet of books. I never heard of that bookstore. We lost the bookstores around here. There weren't that many, but during the pandemic, they couldn't survive. And they went out of business. So all those little bookstores, you know, those quaint little bookstores we had, they're gone. They just couldn't make it. Nobody could come in. They weren't allowed to open. They couldn't, you know, they couldn't stay in business and not if they couldn't sell their books. So I don't know of too many bookstores anymore, except for like Barnes and Noble, you know, the big one. One of this, I'm reading a bunch of cozy mysteries, and in one of them, they have, it's over in England, and it's a pub, and it was called, oh shoot, Tail and Tail, I think. Anyhow, one tale was because they had a bunch of cats in there. They rescued cats, and the cats lived there, and you had beds, and they wandered through the guests, and it, you know, mingled with the guests. And the other one was Tail because they also had a bunch of books, but it was a pub. I think it was called Tail and Tail. I haven't read it for a while. got it probably screwed up, but I thought, what a cute idea, you know? There's a pub, you can go in, get a drink, find a book, find a couch, get comfortable and read. And if the cats are, feeling, sociable, they'll climb in your lap. And so the tail and the tail is tail for, a book and tail for the cat. I thought it was pretty neat. Yeah, we didn't have many bookstores before the pandemic, but after the pandemic, they couldn't make it. They were struggling as it was. And then that just, unfortunately, because we used to have a book group that met there. And so that was one of the things that they did, is they rented out a room for people that wanted to have book clubs in there. But they didn't make it. So I guess, I don't know whatever happened to that book club. I stopped going. I can't go anymore. I've been reading a lot of cozy mysteries, and they're so weird. They're not the same as a regular mystery. I'm finding out. And a lot of the characters in them I don't like. But I'm reading them because I like the story or whatever, or I like maybe one of the characters, but some of these characters are strange. I don't know if that's part of the genre, or I'm just finding people that are weird. Like, it doesn't seem realistic. Like, they do things that would be dangerous and it would get them killed, yet they, of course, always get out of it. And it's like, how can you, do all the stuff that would normally be dangerous and not get hurt at all, like, I don't know. Maybe cozy mysteries aren't for me. I guess it depends on my mood, and depending on whether I was wanting something lighthearted or something more serious. Well, that's the problem. The suspension of disbelief. It's like normal people would end up getting killed in those situations. How could they not? I wasn't talking about a book specifically. I was talking about cozy books in general, the genre, how they seem to be not realistic. I mean, these people go and they do things, they're solving mysteries, and in normal circumstances, you would die. But these people never die. They do all kinds of things that would normally, kill you, and they don't die. And I don't know. It's bugging me. I'm still reading them, but it's because I want something lighthearted, and they are lighthearted, but I mean, there's no gory death and all that stuff in there. But it just, like she says, disbelief, suspension of disbelief. You have to get over that. And I was telling Jen the other day, I don't know if you were still here, that a lot of these authors I'm reading are two people. That the majority of books I've been reading, when I take the time to read the author thing, I find out that they're two people. And this last one is a husband and wife team. And they used her name for the first name, and his name happened to be also a last name. So they used both of their first names to make a name for their, partnership. And it seems, I didn't realize how many books are written by two people together. Yeah, cozy. I'm beginning to think it's cozy mysteries in general, because I've read several different people now, and they all seem to be a little wild. That in real life, you expect them to end up getting hurt or dead. And it doesn't happen. I don't know either, but tons of people do it. And like, you have to get along really well. You have to have the same sort of writing, or it'd be really strange book. Like, I can't tell when I'm reading it that a different author may have written that. Like, you can't, it blends. It blends well enough that I haven't been able to tell. Maybe somebody that knows them really well. Like all the Kennedy Fox, they're written by two people. Yet when I read them, I have no way of telling that, do they split chapters? How do they divide it? How do they, decide who's writing what? You would think if they're not close, if their writing style is not close, yes, I'd say you'd have to notice if their style wasn't the same. Because I know I was reading a book, and it was a series of books, and I had read a lot of them. And then one day I opened the book, I start reading it, and I'm like, they switched from writing in first person to third person, and they switched the way they referred to the character, and I'm like, someone else is writing this. This is not written by the original person. It was way too different. That there would be no reason for them to change their style if it was one person writing it. So I think we had a ghostwriter in there for a while. It went back eventually. So maybe the person was just sick and someone else took over for a little while, but it was definitely somebody else who was writing it. And I'd hate to write with somebody else. It's got to cause some grief, I would think. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. This person always wrote a certain way, and then suddenly the next book was different. And the next couple books were different. I'm like, this is weird. Weird. Why would you change your whole style of doing after writing so many books? Would you suddenly change your style? Like, it didn't make sense. And then it went back. So the only thing I can think is they had a ghostwriter for a few books for whatever reason. I never heard if it was true or not. I know Sue Grafton, she's told her family, I do not want a ghostwriter, because she was writing a series with the alphabet And she says, if I don't finish the series, it doesn't get done because I don't want anybody else writing it. And her family honored that. They just stopped the series when she died. She was like almost to the very last book in the alphabet. Yeah, Sue. Yeah, I went and read a little bit more on her story, and it said how she requested that the family please not get a ghostwriter, and the family said okay, and they abided by it, and the series just ends at the very, I think it's the second to the end. So XYZ, I think she finished Y. She didn't get the Z. She was almost there. The family, they did what she asked. They didn't get a ghostwriter to finish it out. Whereas a lot of people would just get a ghostwriter and have it, finish out the series. They didn't do that. But with, one especially like that, because hers was an alphabet one. So to have it suddenly stop in the middle of the alphabet, well, it wasn't the middle of the alphabet, but, in the alphabet, it didn't finish out the alphabet. Kind of weird. What about your style? Could you tell when I wrote something, Greg says. No, I don't think I've read enough of your stuff to know if it was yours or not. And I may not have noticed theirs if they hadn't completely changed it from, first person, third person, or whichever, I forget which way it was, and changed the way they referred to the characters. There was too many changes for it to be the same person. Otherwise, if they kept the same style and just followed in that person's style. That was Patricia Cornwell. Cornwell. And I'm busy reading along, and I'm like, what is going on with this book? Something is definitely wrong. I went into the library one day, and everybody was all somber and quiet, and it's like, what's going on in here? One of the famous author had just died. I'm like, no, you're kidding me. I'm reading his series of books now. Yeah, I love Patricia Cornwell too, but when they did that swap there with a few books, I wasn't happy. I did not like what that person did. I read it because I wanted to keep, in the series, but the way they changed it up, all I could think of is it must have been a ghostwriter for a few books. I'm sure that was more than a few months. A lot of the books I'd like to read, I can't afford to buy them, and I don't like going to the library all the time, and because I don't like going out anymore. So it's hard for me to get to read all the authors I used to like to read. I'm reading all new people, Alrighty. Thanks for stopping by, Melanie. Have a great trip. Enjoy your bookstore. You're gonna come home with a haul of books. I know people that travel with an empty suitcase so they can pack it with stuff they're bringing home with them. uh, yeah, you're one of those that brings an empty bag for. Mhm. Ugh. Well, I guess I might as well start another stream. Not too many of us left here, I don't think. But I got one partially done. Maybe I'll see if I can get that into my blog. And see if I want to write anymore. I have to remember my tomorrow is not Saturday, but my aide's not coming, so it's like a Saturday. I don't have to get up early tomorrow. Oh shoot, I didn't take my medicine either. I gotta go take my medicine. All right, let me see. 20 minutes. Starting now. All right. I got one more short story prompt written and posted. Kind of tired of writing, so I need to stop now before I make myself to the point I want to do. You did nothing. I did something, but now I don't feel like doing anything. So I'm gonna stop writing now before I make myself sick again and not want to write again. I got plenty of reading to do, so. Yay, Greg got a bit of code written. That's good. I don't even know what that's like anymore. It's been ages since I've written code. I don't remember it. It's been 2 hours. Kind of quiet in here. I took my medicine, and it's a film that you put in your cheek and it dissolves. It's an opioid, but it's not working, and I have to wait because I can't go to the next dose. I had to start over again at the low one and make my way up again. So I hit, hopefully, a dose that's going to help. So far, I haven't been lucky enough to find anything to help. You didn't nap after school. I kind of napped in pieces after the aide left. I'd start to read a little bit, and then I'd wake up and realize, oh, I fell asleep again because my phone was laying on the bed. Because I read off my phone, and I'm holding on to it. So if all of a sudden it's not in my hands anymore, it means I fell asleep and it fell out of my hands onto the bed. So I have to go searching through the bed for it. think I'm going to go ahead and cut it now at 9. I'm not going to go to 10. There really isn't anybody that's super excited to be doing anything that I can see. So I'm not sure when my next one will be. I'm leaving them now. Right now I'm not making a schedule. Just when I feel up to it, then I'll do it. But I'm not ready to make a schedule that I have to keep to. It was getting to me too. Always having to keep track of the date. Oh, I'm streaming tonight, I'm just gonna do it when I feel like it. For now. I still don't know whether I'll be able to once I move. If I move. Still don't know what's going on with that. And so I think I'm going to cut it now. It's 2 hours. I got a couple things written. So I did something. Wasn't totally useless. Yeah, that's the thing. It should be fun. And it got to the point where it was no longer fun. And when I had to force it, it was like, what are you doing? Because I came to resent it. It's like, this isn't what it should be. It should be fun. Shouldn't resent it. Hi, Greg. I will be finishing up your story soon. I think I'm about halfway through it. I'm not sure. But I'll be reading the rest of it soon. So, bye, guys. Love you all. See you soon.